When will the restrictions be lifted? In what time frame?
Well, the Prime Minister, Jacinda Ardern, says it's currently too soon for all restrictions to be lifted here in Auckland, but Cabinet will meet again in a fortnight to review the measures in place, and it's hoped that the city, New Zealand's largest, will be able to join the rest of the country at alert level 1. Today, Cabinet met agreeing to ease restrictions here in Auckland. They'll take effect on Wednesday night, a move from alert level 2.5 down to alert level 2. It means 100 people can now gather in this city at congregations. As for the rest of the country, well, COVID-19 restrictions have been lifted altogether from midnight tonight. The rest of the nation will move to alert level 1. The Prime Minister, though, she's playing it cautious. She says it's too soon for Auckland to join the rest of the nation.
Essentially, Auckland needs more time. Whilst we have reasonable confidence that we are on the right track, there is still a need in Auckland for that cautious approach.
Now, we have gone a full week here in New Zealand without having a fresh infection linked to the Auckland cluster, the cluster, of course, that sparked the second lockdown here in Auckland. But over the weekend, we had some unusual cases, or an unusual case that popped up. This was a man who arrived in the country, travelling from India, spending the 14 days in a quarantine facility, being tested twice for COVID-19, returning negative results on both occasions. But days later, he became sick and he tested positive for COVID-19, also spreading the infection to 2 family members. This gentleman and his family has been praised by the Director General of Health, Dr. Ashley Bloomfield, for going immediately into self-isolation after falling ill, as well as immediately getting tested for the virus. As for how this gentleman contracted the virus, well, that remains unclear. One theory is that he was incubating it for an extremely long period.
In terms of how the man became infected, that is still under investigation, and most importantly, we remain open-minded on this. He could have been infected in India before departure and had a very long and unusual period of incubation. This is rare, but it can happen.
Kieran, of course, we are in the middle of an election campaign here in New Zealand. Only a few weeks, 3.5 weeks to go until New Zealanders head to the polls on the 17th of October. Jacinda Ardern has been in a bit of strife with her political opponents, accused of not adhering to COVID-19 guidelines. While out on the hustings, there was a photo, a group selfie that the Prime Minister took in Palmerston North last week. Certainly the Prime Minister not adhering to social distancing restrictions today. Jacinda Ardern acknowledging that she made a mistake. Kieran?
Jackson, thanks. Elections everywhere at the moment. Talk to you soon.